Welcome to Spice It Up, the series where we take one type of dish and make it spicy. Here's how it works. One dish, 3 videos. Part 1 has 3 fast and easy recipes. Part 2 showcases 2 recipes that require a bit more time and dedication. And lastly, Part 3, the ultimate Spicy Boys version. More prep, more love, more delicious. That's all there is to it. Now let's spice it up. Hey guys, welcome back to Spice It Up. It's the Spicy Boys, Simon and Dan. And today we are back at it again with our instant noodles trilogy. But this time we're doing part 2. So that means we gotta step up our game and make even better dishes compared to part 1.
So this one is for all the people that have a bit more time or they want to put a little more effort into it. And it would be perfect for your boyfriend, girlfriend, family members, close friends. Show that you really appreciate them. Also, if you're lonely, it doesn't really matter. You can also make it for yourself. Nothing wrong with treating yourself once in a while, you know?
Yeah, so anyway, we got 2 very different recipes for you guys to try out today. They're both really good, so make sure to watch until the very end. Anyway, that's enough talk, let's spice it up. Last time I showed you guys how I spice up my instant noodles with a small budget. This week, I'm going to show you how to spice up your instant noodles spicy style if you have a little bit more time and a little bit more money, I guess. So when I was developing this recipe, I decided I wanted it to be something that I can whip up in the morning when I don't have a lot of time. So most of the effort and preparations go into the garnish, and they're just basically things that I could make beforehand, a day or a week in advance. Other than that, let's just start cooking our upgraded version of Spicy Boys instant noodles. Alright, let's start talking about the instant ramen itself first. In part 1, we use my cheap go-to, the black garlic tonkotsu from Nissin. You can still use whichever brand you can get or prefer, but sometimes I like to treat myself by buying something a little pricier and more premium. So what I got for this dish this time is the tonkatsu flavored instant ramen from Itsuki. I like them because the broth tastes better and the noodles are actually ramen. There's going to be a few important differences in this version of the recipe compared to the budget version from part 1. So make sure to watch everything to see what I did differently. Let's start by talking about the toppings first. We're gonna go back to our trusty luncheon meat, 2 slices just like last time. And what makes this dish different is the addition of my top secret, completely wild, never seen in ramen before, 3000 IQ ingredient, halloumi cheese. Nah, actually, I don't know if anyone's ever done this before me, probably, but I do know cheese in ramen is not unheard of, especially in Korean instant noodles, which is what gave me the inspiration to begin with. One day I just decided to give halloumi a try, and it's been a key ingredient in my ramen ever since. Just trust me on this one. Anyway, we're gonna cut off 2 slices just like our meat. It might break apart, but it's okay. Store the rest away and we can start cooking. Start by getting your water cooking as you prep the rest. We're gonna start by frying our luncheon meat again, but this time also add your halloumi cheese in there. And make sure there's enough oil in there. It might splatter a bit, but what we want is crispy meat and crispy cheese, so I don't know what to say, c'est la vie. The cheese will cook pretty fast compared to the meat, so keep an eye out for it. You can flip them regularly or position your pan differently to prevent burning them. Once they're golden and crispy, just set them aside for the time being. Now give the pan you used a quick rinse and wipe, because we'll use that for the egg pancake. The reason we're not keeping the oil for the egg is because this time we're gonna fry the egg in a different kind of oil. So get your eggs ready, same as part 1, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and beat it. And here comes secret ingredient number 2. We're actually gonna be using coconut oil to fry our egg this time. Something about this coconutty egg pancake gives it a very rich taste and a kind of Southeast Asian flavor, which I really like. So start by getting some coconut oil in your pan. Beware though, because it has a pretty low smoke point compared to the other oils, so make sure you're quick with getting your egg in there. And flip it when it's golden, and then turn off the heat and let it rest in the pan. Next up, the noodles. Your water should be boiling by now, so get that in a pot, and then it's time to open the pack of our premium ramen and start boiling 1 serving. In the meantime, get your favorite ramen bowl and start making the broth. Make sure you don't add too much water. Give it a taste to make sure. Now comes secret ingredient number 3. So to boost the coconut flavor even further, we're actually gonna add a little bit of coconut cream in the broth as well, giving it a much richer texture. Alright, With that done, all we have to do is put everything together now. So drain your ramen noodles and then put them in your bowl. Slice up your egg pancake and lay that on top. Same goes with the crispy halloumi cheese and the luncheon meat. Now's the time to chop some spring onions if you haven't already, and this time we'll add a bit of fresh coriander too. And the last of our toppings, which we did not pre-prep, some chopped nori. For the bean sprouts of this recipe, I made a Korean style bean sprout salad with a little bit of vinegar, give it a little bit of a pickled taste, and we'll add a little bit of that onto our noodles as well. And this is homemade garlic MSG crisp. So because this instant noodle did not provide with like a black garlic sauce, I decided to make this crispy garlic garnish to put over our noodles. It makes it very tasty. And lastly, of course, the spicy Bois chili oil from our previous video. This will elevate the dish to the next level. So take 1 teaspoon or so, put that in there. And we need our toasted sesame seeds. And there you have it. The spicy Bois spiced up version tonkotsu instant noodle. Let's just eat.
Yo, welcome back. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going for cold noodles. You might be thinking it's a little weird, but trust me, it tastes really good and it's also really refreshing. Also, I got a special egg recipe that I've been sharing a lot with my friends, so I'm really excited to share that one too. So let's go. Hey, so for part 2, I got to step up my game a bit, and this is why we're going to start off with some marinated soy sauce eggs. This is a super easy recipe, and if you know me personally, I probably shared it with you already. Obviously we're going to cook some eggs, but before we get to it, I want to share a technique from Adam Liao, because actually many people don't cook their eggs in the best way possible. And this guy is an absolute unit when it comes to cooking, and that's why I trust him. The trick is that he punches a small hole in the bottom of the egg, and I use a needle and a bottle to gently punch this hole. And basically what this does is allowing water to get between the membrane and shell, and it will make the eggs much easier to peel. Make sure to be gentle and not crack the eggshell, and once you're finished doing this to all your eggs, add your eggs in your pot and let them cook from 6 to 6.5 minutes depending on your egg size. I think I went a little too hard on my eggs. As you can see, there's a bit of leakage. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing that. If you know why, let me know down in the comments, but like a wise man Bob Ross once said, we don't make mistakes, we only have happy little accidents. So let's move on. So once you're finished cooking your eggs, we're going to shock them in an ice bath and let them cool down for 5 minutes. Then get yourself a teaspoon to slightly break the eggs all over and peel a small hole at the bottom. Then you can go under the eggshells with your spoon and turn to get rid of the eggshell. And there you go, look at that perfectly peeled egg, absolute beauty. Okay, now we're going to make this marinade I got from this Korean channel called One Meal a Day. Their link is in the description. So for this step, you can use a container or Ziploc bag. I'm using this Ziploc bag because this way you can save some ingredients. And if you're broke like me, that's what you need. We're going to use half a spring onion and half onion. Cut these up and add them in your Ziploc bag. Then get another bowl. You want to add 25 grams of sugar, 50 ml water, 50 ml soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. Give that a mix and pour that in your Ziploc bag. Give that a mix again and add your eggs and marinate from 6 to 24 hours, and that's it. Now we're going to move on to the cold noodles. So you can use your regular instant noodle pack for this, but since it's part 2, you know what it means. We're gonna step it up a notch and use these dried Chinese noodles. So boil some water and cook these noodles, and meanwhile we can make the sauce. This sauce was inspired by Walks of Life's Bang Bang Chicken recipe, so big shout out to them. So for this sauce we're going to use 1 tablespoon light soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of Chinese black vinegar, 1 tablespoon sugar, 3 teaspoons of homemade chili oil. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, comment #Laukama and I'll give you a shout out. Also we need half tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds, a sprinkle of Sichuan peppercorn if you'd like to add a bit of extra kick, a sprinkle of salt, a sprinkle of chicken powder, And finally, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons from the boiling water from your noodles. Make sure to give everything a proper mix and you can leave that aside. Now check if your noodles are almost done. I like a bit of a bite, so I'm gonna call it now and drain them. Okay, so if you want to take it to the next level, you can cool your noodles with ice water to make them extra refreshing, but rinsing them in cold water will also do the trick. Once your noodles are cold, drain them very well and add them in your bowl. And as far for the toppings, I'm going to add the Chinese style mincemeat from the last spiced up episode. Also, I'm going to slice up some cucumbers and add these on top as well. And as always, you can't forget about the spring onions. And remember the eggs that I had to marinate for 6 to 24 hours? Well, I never thought I'd do the same as those cooking shows, but I already made another batch yesterday, so we can use that one. Alright, let's see if they turn out fine. And they look good. And there you have it. Refreshing cold noodles with a bit of kick. Try this one at home. It's a bit more effort, but it's definitely worth trying if you're looking for something a bit different than your traditional hot instant noodles. Now let's see if this recipe went over my budget for this month. And okay, not too bad. I can still pay the rent this month.
So that's it for today's video. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, subscribe please, hit the like button, comment what you thought, and turn on notifications. And it would mean the world to us if you took a picture of your instant noodles and send it to us on our Instagram.
We would also like to mention that we recently got 100 subscribers, so that's super cool, and we would like to take this moment to thank everyone for the support. We really appreciate it, and next time we're going to do something a little different than just cooking, so make sure to stay tuned for that one, as well as parts 3 of our instant noodle series, which is going to be the ultimate spicy boy edition, so definitely don't miss that one. And I think that's it for today, so we'll see you guys next time, and as always, don't forget to keep it spicy.